So it looks like those stupid campus protests are finally over. Thank God. Been waiting for these stupid things to end. I'm going to read this article from the Toronto Star. I'm going to throw a little bone at one of our Canadian friends' articles here. Here we go. So, striking deals to end campus protests. Some colleges invite discussion of their investments. New York. Okay. So, anti-war demonstrations ceased this week at a small number of U.S. universities after school leaders struck deals with pro-Palestinian protesters, fending off possible disruptions of final exams and graduation ceremonies. The agreements at schools, including Brown, Northwestern, and Rutgers, stand out amid the chaotic scenes and 2,400 plus arrests on 46 campuses. Love it. Love hearing that. Arrest these little pricks. Nationwide since April 17th. Tent encampments and building takeovers have disrupted classes at some schools, including Columbia and UCLA. Deals included commitments by universities to review their investments in Israel, as if it's any of their fucking. It's none of your business. Stay out of it. Just go to school, get good grades, and shut up. Or hear calls to stop doing business with the longtime U.S. ally. Many protester demands. Many protester demands have zeroed in on links on the Israeli army as the war grinds on in Gaza. I got through it. The agreements to even discuss divestment mark a major shift on an issue that has been controversial for years, with opponents of a long-running campaign to boycott Israel saying it veers into anti-Semitism. But while the colleges have made concessions around amnesty for protesters and funding for Middle Eastern studies, they have made no promises about changing their investments, as they shouldn't have to. It's none of your business what they're investing in. We should be worried about what they're charging for tuition, not what they're investing their money in. I think for some universities, it might be just a delaying tactic to diffuse the protests, said Ralph Young, a history professor who studies American descent at Temple University in Philadelphia. The end of the semester is happening now, and maybe by the time the next semester begins, there's a ceasefire in Gaza. Some university boards may never even vote on divesting from Israel, which can be a complicated process, Young said. And some state schools have said they lack the authority to do so. But Young said dialogue is better tactic than arrests, which can inflame protesters. Oh, don't want to inflame those protesters. Just arrest them, get them off the campus, or expel them. Tell them you're gonna do that kind of thing. You're gonna get expelled. I don't understand. Talking at least gives the protesters the feeling that they're getting somewhere, he said. Whether they are getting somewhere or not is another question. So imagine somebody coming and sitting on your lawn, and maybe it's a word. Let's frame it this way. Somebody works for you. You have a company, and somebody works for you, and they start protesting where you're going to invest your money. Let's say you're the owner, CEO, or whatever, and they start protesting what you're going to do. They say they're going to stop general operations of your business, as if we should allow that kind of thing. Realistically, universities and colleges, they're just businesses. They're just big businesses at this point. So the idea that a student that goes there is able or has any right to do so, has any stake in the game to say that they're gonna protest to stop them from investing where they want to invest. Fuck out of here. We live in a crazy, weird world. All right, I'll read some more. Israel is called the protest anti-Semitic. Its critics say the country uses such allegations to silence opposition. Although some protesters were caught on camera making anti-Semitic remarks or violent threats, protest organizers, some of whom are Jewish, have called it a peaceful movement to defend Palestinian rights and protest the war. That's fine if you want to defend Palestinian rights and protest the war. That's fine, but you shouldn't be able to do that at a university that you're a student at and then disrupt the university and just get away with it. If I were running that university, I'd just expel them. I'd be like, all right, we don't want you here anymore. Here's your tuition back. Get out of here. Administrators at the University of California, of course it's California though, Riverside announced an agreement Friday with protesters to close their campus encampment. The deal included the formation of a task force. Ooh, we're going to form a task force to explore removing Riverside's endowment from the broader UC systems management and investing those funds in a manner that will be financially and ethically sound for the university, with consideration to the companies involved in arms manufacturing and delivery. they're just placating to them at this point. We're gonna put a task force together. Okay, we're really gonna take a look. We're gonna deep dive. We're gonna get under the hood. We're gonna get a real look and see what's going on there. We're gonna really start considering, thinking about divesting in the way that you want us to do it. Good job. The announcement marked an apparent split with the policy of the 10-campus UC system, which last week said it opposes calls for boycott against and divestment from Israel. While the university affirms the right of our community members to express diverse viewpoints, a boycott of this sort impinges on the academic freedom of our students and faculty and the unfettered exchange of ideas on our campuses. The system said in a statement, UC tuition and fees are the primary funding sources for the university's core operations. None of these funds are used for investment purposes. Whether that's true or not, it doesn't matter. It's none of your business. How about that? All right, that's enough of that. Thanks, Star, for that decent report. What do you think? You happy about these protests ending? As happy as I am? Because I just think it's all nonsense. I think any of these kinds of protests are nonsense. I thought all the George Floyd ones were, the defund the police ones were, these ones are. The protests in general, I think, are kind of nonsense, unless it directly affects you. Now, like, protesting your government for getting into a war that maybe you don't want them to or whatever. Okay, but there's a way to go about it. I don't think this was the way to go about it.